Well, yes, we certainly will. Hoping for a bit of a different performance, surely out of OG. But at the same time, you know, if you're on the Gen.G side, if you're on the James Bartle side, you want them to repeat that last performance, crush OG on this one, and get on third map in there.
Anders, I'm just shocked that you aren't on that side, to be fair.
You know, I did think about it for a minute. I did.
You've been on that wild ride before.
I know.
I'm surprised that you were able to shake it, that you just didn't get addicted or something.
I even have a sense of guilt because I feel like I've left Bardoff alone with this stuff now. Like, usually him and me could find some way to join in on the madness, but I'm sorry, Bardoff. I didn't mean to, but yeah, it's just him. But maybe it's genius. Maybe he'll end up winning the whole thing. That would be though. That's the upside, isn't it? He could surprise all of us.
That would definitely be the next level play.
All right. Bit of a nade. Because it doesn't make a big difference if they lose a little bit of health here, because again, the headshots are really going to be what decides it with the USP anyway. Man 2 down here. He was terrific, but this time he's getting overwhelmed, and Krias will take him down. Valda trying to sneak on through. It's a good idea. He's going to catch at least one kill there. Automatic. He's following through on the bomb plant. That's pretty bold, but it might work out for him. Kusta coming through at the right time, and it's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, Kusta just braving it. Halfway expecting that guy to have somebody watching his back, but it's a 3-on-3 retake now. NBK has rotated over, and they're just trying to move as a death ball. This is excellent work from OG. Superior firepower, just getting in there with the numbers, and now the defuse is even going to come through. Issa, once again, in the pistol. We saw the same thing on Mirage. He just lit them up in the pistol rounds, getting all the kills. Well, he does it again here on Train. 4 kills for Issa today. And he's all bundled up and warm. Maybe that's the difference, right? Maybe last time they played, Issa was a little cold. This time, he put some sweaters on.
Yeah,
he's all warm and bundled up and cozy and ready to go and just get some headshots.
Someone do the science behind that stuff. I don't know. Maybe it could be true. I don't know.
Actually, that's interesting. Better than the heat pockets. I've heard that there's a thing that you can put in your hand that vibrates, and it vibrates so quickly.
I've heard about these things too, but
yes, but it like promotes blood flow to the fingers, and that actually warms your hands better than the heat packets that everybody keeps using at the tournaments.
All right, well.
I don't know where you're going with it, Anders. I mean, clearly.
I don't know. Just saying. Listen, if that stuff's out there, someone should do the tests. Maybe listen, there's a lot of ways to go with that. Attempted flash in to get the fight going down at Ivy actually completely backfired. It's a really cool idea, and I think the flashbang worked just fine, but unfortunately it was an AK on the other side and just a FAMAS on Alexi B. So he's already down and out. A minute on the clock here. I like this from MBK. This is just fine in terms of holding this position, but it looks like it'll be the B-bomb site where the real action is going to be. Valda has another HE grenade. If he could land it well, he could take out Exist before anything even happens. So he's quite far away, though, so that looks like it's not going to be a part of this mix, but there's that HE. It's all right. It does something.
It does something. It seems like a lot of the time it was focused on A from Gen.G. So last time these two teams faced. And so now it's going to be that shift, hopefully catching OG unawares. Looks like OG are ready for this, though. They've seen it coming. Alexi B, ooh. Monster's going to miss that shot. It's still 2 kills from Valda before he gets taken out. And a 3-on-3 scenario. Now a 3-on-2 as Issa finds yet another kill. Bomb dropped wide in the open as well. And so the hard rotate's going to come out from OG. All they need to do now is just hold on here because there's 10 seconds left and Gen.G are going to back off to save their guns. So
not bad.
Maybe a bit too straightforward here from OG in this round.
And I think, the problem was when Valda's up in that position, as long as no one is pushing the sidewalk and they don't throw a good flashbang, which I'm guessing they didn't because you just got those 2 kills, it's a hard position to clear when you're coming out from upper, right? You need the grenade support or you need someone pushing behind Valda, but he was just sat up there able to get the kills. So that works out kind of nicely for him. OG picking up a second round, and they still have the AK and the scout though, so they could do some damage with that for sure. But at least it's a good start for the OG side. Again, remember they got 5 rounds total last time against Gen.G on this map, so 2-0 is a step in the right direction.
Cool. Yeah, the bait. But everybody here, there's 3 players right outside as that smoke goes down, and do we get the boost? Very common to see this boost now. Alexi B, you can see, ready for it. As soon as Exist peaks above the top here, oh, the angle is just barely off. There it is. Alexi B realizes. And so Kusta, this is what he wanted all along. He wanted the scout. And so he's encouraging Exist to go ahead. Hey, just peek. You know, just go ahead and I'll boost
little
you.
did we know Exist the whole time saying, no, Kush, I don't want to. Why don't you do it?
It'll work. It'll work. I swear. Now it's Kusta's time.
Yeah. Well, if he played it that way, then more power to him. Worked out. Plan's working so far. Now, the real question is, what is he going to do with the scout? It's an AK down. Oh, but that is such an instant headshot that Koreas just can't do much of anything. It'll get the body shot off, at least on Alexi B, but it shouldn't be a big difference here. 30 seconds for Automatic to find some more kills, do some more damage, and then probably just end up going down here at the end. Yeah, so 3-0 in favor of OG. That's a good way to start. I mean, they just did beat them up 16-6 on Mirage, so just continuing into this map is looking decent at the moment.
Wow, and they saved the M4 and AK.
Wait, he's got a... Is that a space heater he's got behind him as well?
Isa?
Isa?
He's got a space heater, or it's a... I thought it was a fan.
They look like the space heaters I have in my house. Like the ones that can...
Yeah, put a little bit of heat around.
Yeah, it's
Because it gets so cold in Denmark during the winter, right?
I think it is. I think it is one of those. Well, it's not even that. It's my house is ancient and nothing works. You know, that's the real problem. It doesn't really get cold or hot ever in Denmark. It's just wet all the time.
That's fair. That's fair. Gray as well.
Yeah. Somehow we keep coming up as the happiest people know. I don't know why. Manti with the kill. Trade. Oh, the lineup for Valda. That's a huge double. And if Mantu hadn't chimed in, it would have been a triple for sure. That is when you do that strategy in your brain, that's how you want it to work out, and it never does, except this time it did. There's always something that screws up the timing, or they're not lined up like that, or someone's still looking at you and peeking it. That was pure destruction, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or your brain just doesn't let you spray on the one guy. You're trying to get both of them at the same time, so you spray down the middle, and it's just like, oh no. Yeah, that's an easy execution style final kill there from Alexi B, putting Kreese out of his misery. 4-0 on OG's CT side so far in the first half, looking fantastic. They have definitely made the adjustments necessary to deal with this Gen.G. It's not every day that you're going to get rounds like this. I mean, it's great that you pointed out, Anders. I mean, Mantu doing a fantastic job drawing the attention, and Gen.G rather, just never expected there to be a second man in Brown Halls like that. Yeah,
or even a third man, right? Because what they got the kill on the FAMAS player initially, so even the math sort of makes sense for Gen.G. It's not even that unreasonable that they're thinking, yeah, whatever. Like, there's surely not going to be 3 people. It's not that common. So, but things have started out very rough for Gen.G at the moment. Automatic does go down. It's a nice shot from Koreas, but yeah, I don't know what they're meant to do at this point in time. Even with the Deagles, this is such a long shot.
Yeah, Mantu's just going to have a field day with this one. Oh, he does not spot the man getting across. So there's an opportunity here for Kreese to die at the hands of the AWP and Mantus. So 1 HP for Alexi B. He survives, so lucky him. He holds on to that M4 for the next round. They continue to build their bank on OG's side. And while they continue to just lock down Ivy, it's been a lockdown on Ivy, and Brown Halls have been no good for Gen.G either, because getting onto B has been really tough. But they've gotten beaten up 3 rounds in a row now. Well, 4 rounds, I guess. They didn't get a bomb plant in that round either. So 4 rounds, no bomb plants, just getting savaged. They need to start turning that around, and it may be a change of pace here from Gen.G.
That would be nice, but the problem is if you try and make that change of pace later on train, you run into all the grenades from the CT side, right? So you're not going to have that same luxury that you would have had a little bit earlier. Oh, they come right out. Isa, he must have heard that. They're not even checking it quite yet. NBK there to help out, and nearly dead is Exist. That is so dangerous, and they've almost lost this round right here.
Yeah.
That is a bit different if you try and go for this if you have pop dog control, but they didn't. And NBK. Listen, if you're a gentleman, you're supposed to wait for the smoke to disappear for the T player to have a little bit of an advantage there. And NBK just calling his bluff, saying, you know what? I'm just going to check it.
I'm liking these wallbang attempts coming in here from Automatic as well. Why not? Just get in there.
There are so many you can do on train assembler. So many. From the break room where automatic. Well, actually, who's that? MBK sneaking up in. You can shoot all over that A yard from that room.
Surprise. Yeah, it's just overlooking as well, right? So you can just get all the lineups if you want.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. If you have a whole Sunday you don't know what you want to do with, you just want to find wallbangs, then just go to that room and try it out.
Oh, let's see. This is still shaping up very nicely for OG. 6-0, and the force bind coming in here from Gen.G. Oh, 2-3 Galils. You know, and going Galils just so you can get nades is never a good thing. This Crazy is going to be your only real firepower. Nicely done, though. That's a quick reaction. Little peek down into Pop Dog to open things up. Bentet gets his heel shot up, but he still gets some information. So Issa's going to feel a little bit less comfortable out here in the yard. Oh, does he just go up the ladder now? No.
I mean, people can find the timing there, but it's obviously a huge risk. LXCB didn't want to actually try and turn the corner, and I can kind of understand why, because they heard that flashbang, and as soon as they know about that, yeah, they're going to be suspicious about it. So, what now? 3 men down Ivy with the bomb. That is a pretty good sign, at least for us, with the minimap to tell what's coming next. The question is, would they want to go main or Pop Dog with the rest? It's really the two choices they have, I think, at the moment. Don't mind this. Again, this is just trying to keep the people, however many there are at B, just keep them here. One smoke, if we can accomplish that. I mean, they have done a very good job at shifting the defense towards B and keeping it here. So Gen.G, if they can win this fight at Ivy, they're set up so nicely for this push.
There's the smoke. There's the molly. Alexi B on the other side of the smoke as well. Oh, and he's ready for it. Oh, unfortunately for him, Kusta not blind, but Issa's going to catch Bentet at Pop Dog. Bomb has not been committed yet to either bomb site, and you do have that flank still coming in from Issa. He is still alive and popping, so it's going to make life a little bit difficult here.
15 seconds.
Time is everything. Bomb has to hightail it. NBK is going to catch him out, and NBK wreaking havoc. Last kill goes the way of NBK. The natural born killer getting work done. 7-0 on the CT side now for OG.
7-0 on Bentet. I'm not quite following the math here behind the trying to get the bomb in the last 10 seconds. That is again so rough. Well, it is trained. There's so many angles to cover, so many things that could go wrong.
You know, they've been studying Na'Vi train.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like 15 seconds? Plenty of time.
Trying to think, because I would have assumed that as soon as they get the kill, who was that entering? Was that automatic entering down at Ivy? They find that kill on whoever was flashed. I would have thought that's the moment. That's where you want to go and just, explode out of T main, get the two people out there, get the two people on Ivy and collapse. But it felt like they got that kill and then they said, hold it another 10 seconds, we'll find another kill down here at Ivy and then we'll go. And say, yeah, but that never came. So it almost seems like they wanted... I mean, it would have made it way more secure. I agree in the sense that if they had done that, yes, sure, like they're in a great position. Triple nade doesn't look like it's quite going to connect, but it is still an interesting attempt. 7-0. This is nothing like the last time we saw Train between these two teams at all.
No. This is a completely different story. It was 16-5 last time for Gen.G on Train. OG never really got their heads in the game.
Yeah. Well, it's an encouraging story right now about what could be done if you can just, sort of keep your mind to it a little bit here. And OG definitely improving things quite a bit in not that many days. Issa does go and give the AK away a little bit, but I mean, again, it's, just trying to flex on them, I think. Just trying to say, you know what, if you want to play this one slow and just hang out, maybe we can just be even more annoying. It does backfire, but still. They'd be all right in this round, at least so far.
You would think, but Deagles are scary, dude. We've seen teams just winning rounds with Deagles. It's just, it gets really insane. It's looking like the focus is going to be over here. 40 seconds left. Molotov going down. Forces Kreese back. Nearly cops it.
Problem is, LXCB also has a Molotov, so if they want to try and get out main in a second, if he keeps it, he's actually just thrown it out. But yeah, same position. So they just keep Molotoving that, and now we're down to 25 seconds.
They're trying to create I mean, they're going to try and create a split here, but this has allowed for the rotation to come back from NBK. And Alexi B, still ready, still waiting, spots the bomb. That's all the confirmation they need. Brown Halls has been pushed as well. And so now it's just NBK finding a kill on Kreese. Alexi B up close, gets the pre-fired. Well done, takes Exist out of it. And yeah, this is where you start to see the cracks in the offense for Gen.G, where, yes, they are. It's a bit of a pickup still. They're still trying to figure out. They haven't been able to fine-tune these maps just yet, even though Gen.G, I mean, Train is pretty much their go-to map. Clearly on the T side, they aren't quite hitting those timings. Because there was a window there when lower and upper halls die for Gen.G. I mean, the rotation, NBK was rotating B. There was a window to hit. Yeah. Gen.G were just too slow on the uptake.
And smart from Alexi, as soon as he sees them go up the ladder to peek him, and he just goes back and says, that's fine, you've got 15 seconds, I'll just hide here. Oh no. Prayers, yeah, spray right through. That worked out really well with the Molotov, and Valda getting the kill, pretending to back on up, but back for another fight. He nearly, I think, could have had it, but the guy jumped up on the railing, and that was enough to offset his aim just a bit. So 4-on-3 now. I mean, maybe a chance. Maybe just go for it here before more people show up. Got some deep grenades coming in. Issa on top of the train, and actually Mantos pushed in front of it to try and help his teammate out. So he's down here with the AWP. He's just swinging into it. If he misses a shot here, he's probably going to be dead. But yeah, they're not expecting it. Quick kill, and behind him, Kusta ready and waiting. The backup is not quite there, but surely, yeah, they would have heard that. Kusta with an incredible double kill. That is so important. Might be a chance here for Gen.G to finally pick up a round.
Oh, can he come over the top, though? Alexi B. Oh, he spots him, so it's a one-on-one. He has no idea, though. Kusta is going to get that flank, and Kusta is going to get that kill. Gen.G on the board, their first round, and yeah, Alexi B, that's just a frustrating one. Got played. 9 kills still for Alexi B, 9-3.
I was going to say, how frustrated can you be when you're up 8-1 and you lose that in a one-on-one? Whatever, man.
Yeah. Valda, though, that is a little bit of an awkward one. Second bite at the apple, and just... That's what that came up with the worm. That pretty much cost OG that round. So a little unfortunate, but hey, trying to make plays. And this is where OG, you know, we've seen this from teams where they get ahead and then they start horsing around. We saw it from Fnatic yesterday. You know, it's just, it's a bit too, they get a bit too light. And so here we go, now tightening it up. NBK just pressing forward. It's only Ventet left, and he's going to get spotted. So very quick round coming in here from OG, 9-1.
Wow.
Yeah, that's decisive.
Just slaughtering them in team main there.
Yeah, and tighten your game up. Keep it, keep focused. Don't let the focus on. Don't just let it slip. You have to get in here and annihilate.
So many grenades going into main. There's 2 HGs, 1 Molotov that we saw right at the end there, and then right as the Molotov is about to fade, the flashbangs follow it up, and everyone is just blind. That's pretty rough. 9-1, and Gen.G out of money, at least only enough here for the sort of half-buy type scenario. Man, they are in so much trouble. It's NBK now, up at 12-3, and Issa 10-4. So those two guys get a bit of a chance to shine here on Train. That's good news.
Yeah, Home is right. As we got the hero AK here, and it's going to get spotted by Valda in a moment. That's just the finest of margins here from Valda. How can you see anything? Your eyes have got to be good. All right. Spot the one. That's the AK down. Gets the follow-up on Bentet. And Mantu shows up to the party. And the bomb has not even made it down to the site. It's just a nightmare mode here from Kreese.
I do love the part Sumner where you're dating. Like, how can he see anything?
Dude.
Because he's not a boomer, is he, Sumner?
No. It's so bad because I mean I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't see any movement there. What is he even watching for? Dude, Alexi B doesn't have to watch for anything ever again. No, it was a sick shot from Exist.
That did look cool. But he is kind of trapped in here. It looks like he even knows it. Not sure what the best play is. Regardless, it's going to be 10-1 here in favor of OG. They are just so far ahead right now. They've got the money and everything else, and I'm not even sure what the plan needs to be for Gen.G right now.
Yeah, they're fading fast. And so are Bardolph's hopes for this prediction.
The thing is, now he really does have to double down on all the crazy bets. Like, you know, he's got fewer days. This is going to be exciting. We've got him cornered.
You just have to keep going.
We've got him locked in now. If they didn't have so many grenades, OG, I'd love it if Jin. There's a really cool play. I mean, it is maybe a little bit of a desperate play sometimes, but if you just run a guy out to E-box from teammate and just like swing wide and try and get that first AK fight. But the problem is they just keep getting grenaded, even trying to get past that corner. So I don't know if that would even work at this point in time. But sometimes you can open up that A yard with just one decisive swing to the right. And BK, I'm gonna go clear this out. All right.
Well, they have been aggressive pushing main. OG have been really putting a lot of pressure on Gen.G for the real estate on this map. Frequent upper hall pushes, or brown hall pushes, frequent main pushes, and even playing aggressive out alley. They're not letting Gen.G get comfortable anywhere on the map, which is really good to see. Obviously, that's OG taking initiative, something that they kind of failed to do against Gen.G last time they played on this map. NBK, though, automatic is fast enough to hit these shots. We've seen him do it in the past. Oh, misses barely.
So dangerous. He even almost walked into the second one.
What a mad lad.
Well, 40 seconds. Bomb making its way up into the white holes, but I mean, 40 seconds. It's going to take some time before you even get close to this B bomb site. Valder is in it, and he has a Molotov, and he's going to put it out as a counter. So now there's going to be even more time off the clock. Alexei finding Exist. That's down at Ivy. Again, they're going to be running this clock very low, and any mistakes will cost them the round here. Cruising in now is Alexei B. He's taking the back road towards the B bomb site. Good kill from Valder. Similar position, automatic. He'll pick one up there, but yeah, that's the bomb down. And now 13 seconds. It'll be NBK and Mantu to clear out the round and find 11-1 on the scoreboard. Man, this is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous.
And the flank was coming from Pop as well. So even if you're managing to get in there. This was Alexei B's duel that we missed.
Yeah.
He got flashed in. That was brilliant. This is the real struggle now for Gen.G. They're not getting bomb plants. They're just getting annihilated straight up. So it's just a very tough situation here for Gen.G. You're going to have to hope that you can get something going for yourself. You're going to need at least a couple more rounds going into the second half to give yourself a fighting chance on CT side. But OG 11-1, a 10-round lead, looking to extend that further. Well, there's the long. Yep. See again, just the read on the economy. OG no.
Yeah.
Just get out there and look for the fights.
It's all very confusing because as encouraging as it is to see OG play way better than last time and again have that focus in the game, it still doesn't really explain why. Oh, can we see the lineup? There's one. Tim. Oh, it's so close. He'd done all the calculations, you could tell.
Mm-hmm. That was sick. Nice try, but still a man advantage for OG.
But like, where's Gen.G's game gone in the meantime? Because I guarantee you, this difference is not just OG, improving to the level where where they're suddenly this much better. It's also a drop on the other. It has to be a drop on the other side too. That is, I mean, the intersect between those two lines is not good for them right now, is it?
Oh, it's the pug life, Anders. As soon as it starts going against you, it's so hard if you don't have any standard plays, things that you trust. If you don't have any of that to fall back on, I mean, what do? You got to frag out, but you need somebody to do that, and they're just not getting any kills on Gen.G's side. Of course, as I say that, Bentet's going to annihilate like CB. Bomb gets picked up, but there's 13 seconds, 10 seconds.
They're not going to make it.
Not possible.
I mean, Mantu doesn't actually even have to be here, I think.
Just have to get the kill.
He's just shown himself. 4, 3, 2, 1. He's just barely. Surely not. Surely not. Oh! That is going to be so damn close. And now the question is, I mean, even the pistol would be better actually against Bentet at the moment. I don't know if he knows, but regardless, just playing a game of hide and seek, trying to see if he can no-scope that one. Almost getting it, and the pistol will do it instead. So they get to keep on to hope similar for like 5 seconds.
Dude.
I can't believe he got the bomb plant. I thought
was
that
the
was
margin there? Yeah. Like, what was the margin on the bomb plat? That's crazy.
I did not think that was possible. Mantu, by the way, at 13-3, and what was he? Was it like 31-8 or something like that on Mirage?
Yeah, he's having a good time. I mean, he is the hard carry of this team. It feels like it really is his show.
But let's be honest, that was even a round where OG really were just saying, oh, whatever, like, let's go fight Ivy and try and hold that. So, got closer than it should have been, 12-1.
And what's really close is actually everybody's. There's nobody really lagging behind on OG's side.
No.
You know, 14, 13, 11. That's pretty much it.
Double drop time, maybe.
Okay, let's go.
Not into the fire, guys. Calm down.
Brilliant. He still gets the 1-for-1. That's crazy. Issa, that was so crucial.
Yeah, that's really, really good. All right, second grenade.
They know it's Mantu,
gonna
right?
be upset.
They gotta soften him up. Oh. Oh, what is this? NBK.
Oh my god.
He checked.
Oh, he can't actually get the instant refrag. Thought he would be able to. Kuz to take them both down. That would have been very awkward. That would have been the bomb weirdly down. And I have to imagine if they win that fight, then Mantu's gonna sort of lock Exist in down there. Could have been strange in all kinds of ways. But now it looks like a round that's just straight up won. Valder and Mantu, one low on health, the other one with a rifle. And the bomb is going to be making its way, looks like, towards the B bomb site. So they're even making the right call right here. Surely this one they can't lose Gen.G, no matter how hard they try.
This is, I mean, all of our focus is now on this duel here. There it is. Oh, he doesn't miss. That's crazy.
If Valder turned around, he actually would have had a free kill on Krias, and it would have weirdly been a 2-on-2. But he snuck past him. The moment of danger is come and gone. They're going to go in and just get the bomb down here. OG might as well go for it. They've got so much money. Nothing really to go. They could fall back if they want to, but...
Just don't give him don't give him the stats.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Don't give him the stats, Anders.
Go for the wallbang here. Shoot through this wall into the B-bomb side. It's doable. No one ever tries it. It's tragic in many ways.
Does it? How much damage does it do?
Oh...
If you say 10 damage, then I'm going to say,
no,
well, that's probably
it
why.
has to be with an AW. No. With an AWP, it's going to be way more. If you headshot someone with an AWP, they die, for sure. It's that level of damage.
Okay, then.
But, I mean, you can hit people when they're standing by the coils down there, or the spool, or whatever it is.
Sure.
It's you can connect with people there. You could do it the other way if you're standing inside a B, but obviously, why would you be there with an AWP to begin with? Unless you were weirdly wallbanging, but... It works both ways. Yeah. Wow. Finally, a round for Gen.G. It has been just a minute 12-2 as we lead into the 15th round. It feels like it is just too late, doesn't it? It's hard to celebrate this at the moment as any kind of real victory.
Yeah, it is a bit of a one-sided story right now. I mean, Experience and Gen.G are deeper in the tournament than they expected to go, I think. Given
Probably,
the roster changes, right? So, I mean, this is still a win in their book in a sense.
It's certainly deeper than I was expecting. But I can't really figure out why the drop-off would be this much from last time to this time. Because they did play, like, I thought they played sensible Counter-Strike last time. I mean, it's clear OG was missing from the game last time. That's fine, but it's not like Gen.G were just... you know, not doing anything at all. Like, they had plenty of plans and plenty of cool ideas. And those we haven't really seen yet, so...
They were doing something. It's just that I think it was more a case of OG losing last time than Gen.G winning, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's like... I agree, like, but that's definitely like half the explanation or something like that. But the other half surely has to rest with Gen.G just not quite showing up to this one. Which is definitely really tricky.
Well, OG have certainly slowed things down this time around. Enough with the shenanigans. They've decided to go back to what works, which is holding these angles and playing it safe. Letting the clock run down and putting Gen.G, you know, putting them under pressure.
Are we going to see automatic jump down here? Is he just going to go straight for it? Yep, there's the jump. Oh, but the timing for Mantu to re-peek it is incredible. Yeah, I think he was looking for it as well, but 2-for-1 trade as Alexia and Mantu both go down, and the path is cleared right now for a bomb inside of the B-bomb site, and they've got a flank on Exist. He's low on health, admittedly, and oh, actually MBK catches that, and Valder with a headshot. That is so smart. They knew Exist was out there. He'd won the fight, so they wait and take him down before they go for the retake. That is definitely very cool. 2-on-3 for the retake right here, and Valder with the perfect timing for that. Catches Krias right underneath him, and now Kusta 1 versus 3. He's snuck past him, he's got it lined up for a double, but Valder spins around And it's a triple kill for Valder at the end. 13-2 will be the scoreline. Man, this is so overpowering.
I think you're 100% right about Mantu being ready for it. That's a play that Automatic was going for a lot last time.
Yeah.
Dropping in with that AWP and finding results. Not this time. Adjustments were made. And, well, it's a 13-2 scoreline for OG at the end of the first half. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll see how this plays out on potentially the final map of the series.
When you talk about NBK, you have to talk about the fact he's one of the most decorated players in the history of Counter-Strike, but that in itself, I think, is his curse and his burden at the moment.
NBK has done, I think, more than anyone to try and escape the hell of French Counter-Strike, so he's had to go way outside.
He's moved from team to team, but he still finds himself on his feet every single time.
A multiple-time major winner and having so much experience, you can see that he's kind of shifting his role ever so slightly because lurking has kind of died, but he is finding his feet on OG.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half, second map. It's 13-2 in favor of OG, and Gen.G have almost entirely gone missing. We'll have to send out search parties like helicopters and sniffer dogs and all the rest of it. Whatever they do, they need to be found. They're not here, Samler. They're gone. Gone from the match.
Gone from the match. What is it? What is it? We need one of those Y sticks, you know, where it's like you hold it in your hands and it leads you to water.
But we're trying to find people. I guess they are mostly made of water, so in a sense, maybe, yes. Remind me not to send you looking if I go missing. Anders is gone. Yeah, Semler's out with sticks looking for him. Cool. Second.
It works.
Well, we'll see. Ventet's up close. He's making a bit of noise with this. Oh, he's trapped right in between them. He actually had a decent angle there, but it's like he went to stand at the most exposed position he could possibly have been in. Oh, the bomb plant, though, getting interrupted. Goes to not getting the headshot. This round is already all over the place. The rest of them coming through from C.R.A.E. There's a must-win round for Gen.G. I mean, this round and the next 10 rounds are all must-win rounds for Gen.G at this point in time, and it's not looking good. Kusta fighting up here. They know where he is, and they're already taking him down. NBK with a quad kill in the pistol to make it 14-2. You know what? I will say this, though. In some sense, I think Bardolph should be thankful to Gen.G because they didn't leave him like any hope. It wasn't like they weren't toying with him. They were like, James, you've lost this. Like
it was like you and Dignitas yesterday.
Yeah, it's like
watching Dignitas must have been painful on Inferno.
It's actually a clear message, like it's done.
Yeah,
we're out. So, wow, this is haven't seen a beating like this from really any teams for a long time. Well, maybe Datassette, now you mention it, but but apart from that,
well, I mean, that was a wild ride yesterday with Fnatic taking on Dig. Oh, let's see, a little bit of a spot. Kreese looks like he saw him. Rotation coming through. We will have automatic here with the Scoot and Bentent. Just everybody. And it's the double pump. Gen.G, they better figure this out quick and rotate back onto A, because OG are about to go there with the bomb, and nobody is currently there. Little do OG know, though. They have no way of knowing this information. We do, because we have the Eye of God in the sky.
does make the game easy to read, doesn't it? Often.
Clearly, OG are fools for not going already. I mean, come on. What, are they asleep?
You know, sometimes when I go back and play myself, which doesn't happen nearly enough, it does for a second. I am confused about the fact that I can't see the other players of the meme. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, he took his sweet time. What a nice follow-up. Do it again. Oh, it's so close. That would have been really beautiful. Coaster coming in like an absolute wrecking ball to take down 2 members with a scout. That looked so cool.
What in the Sam hell? And well, now, I mean, it's impossible. The bomb has been donated into Pop Dog as well. Mantu, once again, going to have to do everything by himself over here for OG. Still trying to spot him out. He's caught in the triangle, and it is not looking good. He still manages to take 1 with him. So, still going to result in a force buy for Gen.G, but OG, no bomb plant, no fun.
Yeah, they're going to have to chill out for a minute here. Just, yeah, take a little break. This was nice. Really, really cool. And you're right. I mean, they were horribly out of position for what was coming. If that push down there is like 10 seconds delayed, OG discovered the bomb site's empty. They probably put the bomb down, and then I don't think none of this is even close to happening. So finally, something slightly working out for Gen.G. It's very late. What a comeback it would be if they could do it.
No, ridiculous comeback. It'd be insane. It's possible. It's always possible in a game like CSGO. 1 round at a time. And
it just feels like now it's even less possible because there are going to be so many more buys along the way for a team like OG, right? But yeah, I mean, it is.
No, Kusta, he broke into double digits on the kills with that round. So you got to give.
First one to do that.
Yeah.
On Gen.G.
Exactly. You know.
Well, I don't know if that's a good or just indictment of Gen.G as a whole. Automatic. That's a nice kill. Good spray. Great control. Absolutely beautiful.
That was a thing of beauty.
Now, surely there will be a bomb plant here. I don't know why they're hesitating quite this much. I mean, they can't really win the round, so just, yeah, try and get that bomb down. Isa, good damage. Actually, a lot of damage here. Overall, 3 kills on a bomb plant. That is so worth it. But it will be a 4th round for Gen.G regardless.
Yeah, still managing to find 2 kills. That was very nice, in fact. I mean, they're not letting Gen.G build any kind of a bank, but now with a bomb plant in, do they just force buy every round now? If they keep getting this close, OG, and they have this many rounds to play with. No, it looks like they want to reverse on Gen.G. They still have 1 round margin to match the score from last time.
I feel like if you kept forcing now, it would be that would actually be a sign of just a failure of thinking in some sense on OG's part. Because all they're thinking, surely, is we just need to win 2 out of the next 11 rounds. And the best way that we can do that is essentially just by having rifle rounds. Like, why try and win them on weird force buys? That just probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Automatic, I don't think he's realized that Lexi B's this close. Oh, well. Did he see that?
Yeah,
I
he saw the gun barrel.
I want a slow motion. If we can get that replay without the X-ray on. Did he really...
Did he think he saw it? Did he imagine it?
I don't know. That's why I'd want the replay. If he did, that's actually kind of incredible.
Pretty sure he saw it, dude. We all saw that. He could not see it.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, producer's saying he couldn't. So if he couldn't, then...
I don't know. How could he not see it if we could see it?
I don't know.
I'm confused, Anders.
He's got supernatural powers, doesn't he? It's got to be
they
something.
are CSGO pros.
I know. That looked really freaky, didn't it? MBK goes right down, and there is a rifle up close here. Creates a little bit of a pre-fire spray coming through. Yeah, it's annoying if they get the bomb plant, but it is not the end of the world. I don't think this will be decided on whether or not OG get a little bit of extra cash or whatever. This will only be decided if somehow Gen.G, and not just one of them, but all of them just kick it into this massive overdrive and just, you know, I can't even imagine how you could possibly do it at this point in time. But we'll certainly find out if it is if it's going to be the 1 in a million dice throw or something like that. 14-5 now. They've won 3 in a row. Bomb plant means a little bit of extra cash for OG. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of extra cash. I mean, a full buy, so we can actually see some kind of set piece coming out here from OG. That, or they just keep holding. I mean, it's really the call coming in from Alexi B. Do you just hold everywhere and wait for Gen.G to get impatient and push into you? As the Pug team, they're probably going to want to make plays.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the other problem with having a very, very long drawn comeback is, you know, even if your default defense is working really well, and you're like, all right, this is actually sweet. The problem is if you just keep doing that and never take the chance, it also becomes easier for them to read, and they sort of know what the default looks like, and they can react against it. So you almost have to every once in a while try and mix it up and do something else, which is not so, well, maybe not what you want to do if you're trying to make it back. It's too early to talk about even. Exist. Not quite taking the nade damage there, although Bentet did. Gonna be a smoke and a Molotov right behind, so that's gonna be very annoying. Oh, they're gonna go for it! Alexi just seeing the opportunity now. He will get traded, but that's still really cool. C.R.A.E must have seen just a leg or something. They're able to pick it up, and the defense looking really tight here at the B-bomb site. Who's the last bullet, I think, finishing off Man2. And that is all just fine. So Gen.G, nice recovery from the early aggression here. He's now on the hunt, wants to go for it. Oh! Taking down automatic. He's got 37 seconds. Oh, man. This is going to be tough no matter what, isn't it? He's thinking better of it. Does he just want the AWP, maybe?
Yeah. Save the AWP next round for Mantu. I mean, they're going to have a man in position here, and he doesn't have a whole lot of time. 23 seconds left. He needs to get both kills at this point because running over there to pick up the bomb. I mean, the bomb died on the bomb site. He's got that going for him. Unfortunately for him, yeah, it's just not going to work. C.R.A.E has got his back. And so, 14-6. OG are not going to match the score. They're not going to be, it's not going to, there's no balance. There's no karmic force here in Action Anders. You know, 16-5, 16-5, all things would have been balanced.
Oh,
all things would have been right.
That's right.
And instead it is...
they could go for 16-6, 16-6, though. They could match their own score on the first map.
Sure, there you go. Okay, that's another way. That's another form of balance. Okay, I dig that.
But they would have to win this round and the next one, and they don't really have the equipment for it necessarily. 21st round here. Isa smoked off, but he doesn't really care. Comes charging right through. And didn't really get a chance. The rest of them down the sidewalk. C.R.A.E putting up a bit of a Molotov. They're already past it, and he is about to be shot in the back as well if he stays up there, so hard for him to stay alive. He will go down eventually. Still a favorable trade in favor of Gen.G. And Valde is very, very lucky to be alive. 4 versus 3 retake. That should work out for Gen.G. A deep grenade, though. That's a lot of damage.
Peeking with the flash as well. Still a chance here for OG. It's going to be difficult for Gen.G. They have to push forward and they have to go together as a pair. Nicely done. Bentet opening it up, taking Valde out of the picture. Mantu on high ground has to play it safe. And it's all on NBK now to hold the line, and it's just not going to happen. Bentet and Kusta finding the last 2 kills in this round.
Yeah, good retake. Not looking stressed in spite of the fact that they did lose a couple of players there.
Was Isa just expecting a flash? I mean, the way he was turned away made me think he was expecting for a flash to come in, and the flash never did.
Could have well been, yeah.
His teammates were just trolling him. Like, we told that guy he's going to get him.
Gotta find a way to haze the new guy, don't you?
That's always it.
14-7. So it's a nice little run back here. It's been 5 rounds in a row, although, again, bomb plants have happened in 3 out of the 5 rounds, so OG, again, continuously having a little bit more cash than probably Gen.G would have liked. I still don't think that is the main deciding difference here. Alexi now taking charge and running the gauntlet all the way out into the middle of the A yard. More people sneaking in behind him. Exist going to walk right into that shot. He saw that coming. Bentet, incredible defense down from Popdog, taking down Valde and NBK both. And now the backup is being called in for here. Bomb is not fully committed yet, but they do have a strong presence at the A site on the Gen.G side here, so should be able to defend it if the fight continues.
Should be able to and could be able to, but this is still definitely doable here for OG.
Yes.
Bomb in main, not committed. Minute 10 on the clock. Still a couple of nades as well. Can you set it up here, Lexi B, for your teammate to make his way out through Ivy? A little bit of team play would be very nice. Lexi with the spot, but that sets it up, and Issa's going to walk right into it. No, the timing! It couldn't be worse! Kusta catches him, but then Issa is here. Double kill for Issa, brings it to a 2-on-2.
Oh man, just a long series of trades into the middle of this round here. Man 2, 1 versus 2 with 40 seconds. And they don't really have to sort of go looking for him right now. He's got the bomb, that's cool. Yeah, he wants another kill. He wants to make it a one-on-one. You can see Bentet's already reading this. A very smart play that he's making here. Just falling back, made him so hard to find, and he's going to get the kill on Man 2. That's all very good. Quad kill on Bentet, who started off this map in a very tricky, was he like 07 or 08 or something like that at one point in the game?
Mm-hmm.
He made a pretty good recovery at the moment here. So the round, even though that round got really close, I don't think OG are worried just yet. But if you just dropped into the game right here and you said, oh, it's 14-8, you know, like, it doesn't seem anywhere near as hopeless as it did earlier. Still a long way to go, but...
Well, it is going to be the half-buy coming in. Pistols, Kevlar. I mean, they're getting bomb plants, OG. They're just not getting round wins. So still waiting to see. Issa just goes charging through, going to get cut in half. Beautiful crossfire setup here. NBK going to be able to take one out of the picture, but that is it. Valda and Mantu still have bomb control. But it's a 2-on-4. And, oh, Valda missing the shots. Okay, then. OG mightily struggling to finish this map. This is starting to get just a little bit uncomfortable. A whole lot of blue on the top of the scoreboard there. Can you see that? I mean, it's like nothing but blue in the first half. And, well, there's nothing but blue on this half as well.
Yeah.
There we go. Tactical timeout.
Last 2 rounds, you've seen Alexi be making that jump out T-main and not getting immediately grenaded down. So, question is, does he want to try it again with a rifle this time? Last time, the only reason that didn't work was Bentet getting a double kill down at Pop Dog when they all had rifles. I don't know, if I'm Alexi B, I might be really tempted to try and do that. Every time, by the way, he swung and ran to that sort of all-off position down that first train. But you can swing the other way. Again, if you got your teammates flashing over you from T-spawn, you can swing right and go for the E-box as well. And I'd be really curious to see how that would play out if they tried for it. Again, as long as he's not getting exploded by nades, which Gen.G haven't covered that completely, maybe there's an opportunity. Looks like he's going to go elsewhere. Maybe straight down the ladder. Beat the timing. You can do it. No, he's going to keep going.
Oh, nice pre-fire, Alexi. Thought he had the read there on automatic or any of the others peeking in from Gen.G, but not this time. Kreese is holding very passively, in fact, from the site itself. Rotations coming through from Kusta to bolster that defense on the B site. And OG, after making some noise towards A early on, they're rotating over here. It is going to be the full frontal assault onto this B site from everybody on OG.
Kusta and Kreese defending inside. Really about staying alive. Kusta pushed up really far, so they can sort of cover each other, but not 100% either. Kusta goes straight down. That's a big opening shot from Valde. Kreese back here. He can't really afford to take it. When Issa catching Exist, and that means they know there's not going to be a flank. He's going to check and make sure no one else is coming through here. That's a big problem for Gen.G. They have the money, even in a 3-on-5, I think normally don't even try and go for it. But this time, what are you going to need the money for later on? Just might as well try and do it. Otherwise, it's going to be essentially a free 15th round here in favor of OG. Great entry kills coming in. And they're in a lot of trouble here, Gen.G. Trying their best to sneak in a kill. Good trade on Kreese as well. Automatic and Bentet, 2 versus 4. And it does not look possible any longer. Man. That is rough. Now they're fighting for overtime instead.
Oh, there's a shot. Issa misses it. Bentet not going to get pulled over on that one. And Automatic just barely making it away in time. Alexi B really trying to pour on the pressure. Automatic going to be ready for him, but that is the... Wow, that's the AWP. At least getting denied, and Mantu will be able to save his as well. So, well, I mean, yeah, they had the money for the buy. Bentet will be able to afford to get a new one. But OG finally putting themselves on match point here. That was after a 13-2 scoreline at the end of the first half. It is now 15-9. Gen.G getting a whole lot of rounds on the board in the second half here, but OG finally putting an end to it, and we are going to get a full buy for both of these teams. Double AWP for Gen.G. Ooh, and 4 on the A site early for Gen.G as well. They were expecting some very early aggression.
Yeah, well, they're going to get it after the Molotovs are faded. MBK out here by the E-box. Alexi actually taking out Exist right through the smoke. If they get one more kill, they nearly did. That could have been absolutely disastrous. Kusta nearly just getting sprayed down. I don't think they even saw him. Just guessing at it here. I think MBK did spot that one out, and there was some amazing opening kills going the way of OG right now. And so early, they're going to get a bomb plant almost immediately. They don't really have any grenades to hold it, but then again, neither do Gen.G for retaking it. They don't have a smoke, and that bomb is so open. They can't clear out Pop Dog either, or Valde. So they don't have a Molotov or anything to get rid of it. So Valde, if nothing else, should be a big problem here for Gen.G. This just might be it.
They're just hoping. Hoping against hope. HE goes sailing in, not going to find anything. NBK is holding close, but he's the only one with low HP. And it's looking like the spot's going to be there, but yep, there's the swing. A little bit of information gained. Mantu brings it back to a 2-on-2, and they are stepped up all together, lined up nearly, and that is going to be it. Kusta caught in the open by Valde, who collects the last 2 kills of the map. 16-9, the final score on Train for OG, and they avenge themselves, Anders. 2-0 clean win.
Yeah, they do. Definitely has got to feel good for OG. Looking more focused. Gen.G, you feel like they picked up their focus and just, you know, started to make their comeback so late that it was just never going to happen. That was a little bit, because it was cool seeing them actually do that, and they win a number of rounds. So not this time though, and instead it is OG. Yeah, taking it on 2 maps. That's real interesting. I look forward to seeing what the analysts are going to bring us, which will be coming up after the break. So stay tuned.
Although Gen.G tried to bring it back after a massacre of a first half, OG would be the ones to rewrite history on Train. After a brutal loss to start their journey off here at Flashpoint 2, they'd be the ones to claim the sweet revenge, and nothing tastes sweeter than making it straight to the playoffs. Of course, Alan and Dundgren are here to dissect exactly how this turnaround was made possible. So Alan, what were your thoughts coming into this? How did we see OG make improvements from the last time we saw them get absolutely dismantled by Gen.G here.
Yeah, I think in this game you really saw the kind of dynamic playing out of when you play a team once, you see how they play, you see what worked, what didn't, and you come into the next game and you make the small adjustments. So particularly the outer riflers, they're playing much more aggressively for main control in this game. They're taking it off Gen.G pretty much every single round in the first kind of 7 kind of gun rounds in that first half. And they really shook Gen.G, I think. And what we saw from Gen.G is when they moved away from playing more aggressively, they moved back to the defaults, playing more passive. That's when it really started to fall apart. And kind of the main point I was trying to make coming into the game, and I was framing that Gen.G perhaps don't have the depth on train, is that something like this could happen. If you force them out of playing the game they want to play, force them out of playing Explosive out of main, running the pops onto B, you know, applying a lot of Ivy pressure, all of these sort of things, if you force them out of that play into playing the slow defaults, you have to get the map control into the late execs, then just not going to have the team play. They just simply haven't been together long enough. And potentially for Kusta even, maybe even struggled adapting in this game when he doesn't have so much experience as an in-game leader.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. And something we were discussing in the green room was the fact that we see OG adapting coming onto this, but it just looked like Gen.G, you know, they'd had 2 very, very good showings on train.
Sure.
Didn't look like they were bringing anything new to the table.
No, and the tough thing is where they did try to swap up some positions, maybe a little bit with Kusta, I think that actually might have bitten them because they had something that was working before, but again, you're not just playing another team who could study that demo, you're playing the team that was in that demo. Like, they actually know potentially where they were hit before. I think that's why the aggression was good, because you never get set up for those timing attacks. Like that round in the highlight one where MBK goes in by himself there with the flashes. Like, he kills 3 guys that have guns there. That wasn't like an eco or something. So that really told the story. Like the first half especially, OG, they didn't have any of the problems they had on the CT side the first time they played, which was the first map of the tournament for them. Comms seemed a lot better generally. I mean, you saw they usually killed the first person unless it was around one of the rare ones that Gen.G won. So Gen.G never even got into numbers advantageous situations and couldn't really use the kind of like semi-lurking timing attack style they were trying to use in the first map.
Well, speaking of telling the story, of course, we've got to check in with our winners as Monty has Alexi B on the line after that win over Gen.G.
Thank you very much, Freya. Yes, we do indeed have Alexi B back for another winner's interview. First off, congratulations on now officially making the Flashpoint 2 playoffs. You will have a chance at that $500,000 first prize. I want to look at how you guys started this tournament, though, because after your Cloud9 match, you said it was very important that you had that win because it was kind of a morale booster after you'd been slumping a bit recently. What has changed with the Cloud9 match and now with this Gen.G rematch in terms of how OG is playing as a team?
First of all, thank you. And second of all, to answer your question, I wouldn't say too much changed, to be honest. Once you lose a couple games and in your mind you should win, and then you go into the next tournament and you lose the first match against an opponent who has 2 players and you don't like, you're expecting them to be a kind of a mix. All these thoughts in your head, like, they just sway around and you're like, what are we doing? Have we played for nothing? Like, how are we not winning this and that? So that's why I said the Cloud9 win was really important, because the thoughts get out of your head and suddenly you're back in it. We're playing the same amount of practice. We're prepping the same way. All the routines come back. And now we should show like more class in every game we played. And as you mentioned previously, they played the same way. We were fully prepared for everything. And we even had some CT rounds on train where they got close, even though they shouldn't have gone close.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And it was 13-2.
And when you played Gen.G last time, you guys lost train 5-16, but now you've seen that match you played against them. You've seen Gen.G's win on train otherwise here in Flashpoint. What adjustments did you make? Because it seemed like Gen.G had a few tricks up their sleeves when they first played you on the T side. What adjustments did you make over the course of this event?
Against Gen.G specifically, we didn't have any clue about their Mirage, but we really didn't need to have any because there's only so many ways you can play it, and we kind of knew there were a team that has these slow approaches, so maybe we were a bit prepared for that one, at least on the CT side, but we just played our own game and we won Mirage quite comfortably. Then going into train, we just knew their slow play style. We knew which kind of flash plays we could do late round. We knew that they might fake a lot. For example, they did a lot of the same rounds, and we just every single time I felt like we were on the upper foot, like we didn't fall into their fakes. Whenever they did an execute, we played different positions than we played last time because we knew how they would do the executes and where to play on. So it's like maybe we were one step ahead this time and they're gonna learn from it, I guess. But still, again, we obviously don't anti-strat fully 100% the whole half. All I'm saying is we did a couple things here and there which really helped our gameplay.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And now you're going to be moving ahead tomorrow when you play in the winners match versus Virtus Pro. You have yet to play Virtus Pro here in Flashpoint. What have been your thoughts about watching them in this group? Because they seem to be performing at a very high level.
I didn't watch too much about them when they played these games, like specifically watching them, because I watched, for example, their match against Gen.G, but I watched Gen.G mostly and not Virtus Pro. So, but before this event, I watched them because they had this huge winning streak, winning all the CIS teams and whatnot, and they played really solid CS. Then they started losing here and there, and I guess it's because they played for, like, they didn't play for a long while, then they got into playing and smashed everyone, and now maybe a couple teams are catching up to what they do. But I know their tendencies, I know their style. I've played against these guys a lot of the times when they were in Avangar, and I just feel like it's a really strong team, especially them picking up Yakindar, who is smashing people left and right. But there is still like huge chances for us to get in the middle of their playstyle and smash it.
That's fair enough. So are you going to be ready for tomorrow? Spend the rest of your time today reviewing some of the demos, take a look at Virtus Pro a little bit more in depth before you play them?
For sure, yeah.
Is there anybody besides Yakindar that's really stood out to you in VP that you're concerned about heading into your game?
I mean, Jamie is always the one people talk about, and maybe it's become a meme that he's saving a lot, but just at the same way, every round he might have the AWP because he saves the AWP, or they just save money to buy him the AWP. So every round, which is usually the free rounds, you would say, where you think that they're on eco or whatever, he just has an AWP and they do a random setup, and if he gets the entry, it's always hard for you if he saved the AWP. So I think Jamie is definitely the guy to watch.
We'll be checking that out tomorrow. Thank you very much, Alexi B. We look forward to your winners match against Virtus Pro, which will be in our second game of the day. Good luck with your review tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexi and Monty, for checking in with us after that matchup. I do want to go back to something that Alexi was saying right at the beginning of that interview, because Dundgren, you made a very, very good point when we were doing the post-game for the first map coming into the pre-game. You were saying you felt like the pressure would be lifted from the side of OG, and that was something that they said after that win against Cloud9. They felt like it was a mentality boost, and we can see how important that is to all of those players on that server, just in terms of how they're playing emotionally.
Yeah, and obviously knowing that you've already got the first map in your back pocket, you can't be eliminated by losing this particular map, and the third map's a map that you like. Basically, it just makes you say, let's just go for it on this map. And we've obviously all studied them. This is the map that they were going to pick into as always. We've had the demo time, and I think as well, if you remember, the reason obviously they picked CT side the first time they played it is the dominant side of the map. Like, that is supposed to be the one that if you get rolling on, you can put up a lot of rounds, and they front round really heavily early on. Like, it wasn't until like 8 rounds or something that it felt like the guys from OG were even Gen.G were even vaguely getting a chance to get into the game, and it kind of summed it up that even Man 2 winning that 1v2 or whatever it was, like, if you're not going to win that one, like, the guys on Gen.G, like, it's just not going to happen for you. I'll add in as well, the guy who overperformed the first time was C.R.A.E. He had a really good T-side. He struggled a lot in this game. He wasn't really able to get into it, so I don't actually blame Gen.G much for this series. Certainly it could have been a little bit closer. First map definitely could have been, but I look at it and I say, actually they sort of overperformed the first time around, and it's a bit of a Cinderella story for that team.
No, that is a really good point. The fact that there are 2 stand-ins currently on this team, you know, maybe set our expectations up quite highly that they were able to get a win on Train, or a win overall versus OG in that first series, and then a win on Train again against VP. So I'm interested from your perspective, Alan. You were saying in the green room, you know, you felt like Gen.G were a little bit more passive in their approach than last time. Could you kind of unpick why that was?
So in the other Train games they've played, and I'm particularly talking about Train here, the way they played T-side was really aggressively calling, and Kuster was on the fly, just between every single round, he was getting more and more aggressive. He's constantly switching up the timings, constantly switching up where they were hitting, and it just felt like in this game, he really got through off by how OG were playing towards outer and towards main specifically. And from that point, if you're not an experienced in-game leader, it can be really, really tough to adjust and know what to do. I mean, being realistic, how many of these situations has Kuster been in as an in-game leader when playing on T-side train. He's probably under quite a lot of pressure in this game. They're down a map, and then nothing's working. None of their set plays are working. They're running the same ones that they ran in the other game. They're just getting shut down every single time because the CTs are playing differently, or they're anti-flash, or they're using good counter nades. And when you're in that position, it's so hard to know what to do. And I'm not surprised they fell apart a bit here. Kusta will reflect on that one and think maybe I could have done this differently, but it's a good learning experience for him, and especially if they stick with Kusta as the in-game leader of this team, he needs losses like this. He needs to go through this process of, okay, we had a good approach in the first 2 games, but coming in here, we didn't have the depth to fall back, and I didn't know what to call in these situations. And as long as he learns from these, it's fine, because at the end of the day, they do have 2 stand-ins. We can't expect them to, have a huge performance here, but this is all about building a good basis for them in the future to build upon in Gen.G.
Yeah, and of course the future is not looking too grim for the side of Gen.G. They're not down and out of the competition just yet. They will be making it to their last chance qualifier where they'll be competing against Dig, Envy and Force. I'm interested from your guys' perspective, how do you see Gen.G going forward in this competition? Is it likely that we'll see them taking one of those 2 spots and heading to the playoffs?
I think when you consider those are the teams, so it's Forza, Dig, and Envy are the other squads. Envy has just looked miserable. Like, it's hard to see where they're going to have an edge over any team, and they only got here by losing games but winning maps. You look at Forza, like, they're a known quantity, but certainly, I think Gen.G can go head-to-head with them. The Dig one, I'd probably even favour Gen.G to beat them, and she did look pretty miserable to me as well. So, really, it's just if somehow, I'm not sure how the seeding will work out, if they end up with Forza. Anyone else, I think, actually, I could see them going to the playoffs.
Yeah, with those teams, it definitely feels like Forza and Gen.G would be the ones you would be expecting to go through. Obviously, we don't know the matchups yet, but you'd be favouring those. Just feels like, mate, from the Dignitas angle, I just don't think they've got the players to, even if there's a lineup with stand-ins, I just don't think they could really hang in the server with them. And then from the Envy one, it just feels a bit dysfunctional, doesn't it, at the moment, that team? They just haven't got it all together. Too new, too many things going on, maybe an in-game leader switch as well coming into the tournament. So in those games, I'd probably take Gen.G and Forza, assuming they're not playing each other.
Well, of course, you guys at home can get involved too, as James has teamed up with one of our partners over at Pinnacle to have a Pinnacle raffle every single week. If you want to get involved, then just follow the link at the bottom of your screen. Sign up, and when you ask where you heard about the giveaway, all you need to do is add Flashpoint EN, as of course we are the English broadcast, and simply deposit at least €10 and get betting on a wide range of games, including every single Flashpoint 2 match. Of course, you need to be over 18 to be entering, and TNTs will apply on the website. Speaking of James, he's fallen even further in our Pinnacle points competition.
That's why he loves knives so much. He can't buy. Just, he's poor.
He is literally right. I think he is the worst score we could have right now. So I'm interested to see exactly where he's going to be going with this next matchup. But before